with me. Oh, magnify YAH with me. Yes, I had to grab my pen and my pad and let YAH use my pen like the staff. Like when Moses turned the water to blood. And the locusts, they came from above. YAH's my holy one, Abraham is his love. But my fathers forgot, so we enslaved. Free 400 years and still no JC. And Islam, it couldn't save me. Matter of fact, Muhammad's the one that traded me to this democracy that degraded me. Shot MLK and integrated me. Doped my seed and gave me crack babies. Then Obama and Dane, he played me. Now everyday drama, so why they wanna hate me? Gotta be black and oppressed to relate to me. Now we calling on YAH, magnifying with me. Come magnify YAH with me. Oh, magnify YAH with me. Come magnify YAH with me. Oh, magnify YAH with me. Come magnify YAH with me. Oh, magnify YAH with me. Come magnify YAH with me. Oh, magnify YAH with me. Come magnify YAH with me. 400 been so long now we all can see. So asleep but so tired like narcolepsy of them killing 2 PAC and Big E. Murdered Nipsey, conspiracy. How they took out 24 and his baby G. It couldn't have been me, but yeah it could. Babylon is a hood. It never was up to no good. So I turned to the light, the YAH song, the best known. Pound for pound, YAH wear the crown. The glorious YisraE, can't you tell? The 12 jewels, you best do well to grab the skirt. YAH's law, it never failed. All hail El Elyon, the stone is in Zion. We praying to the Almighty. Oh, magnify His name and exalt Him with me. Stop bringing Him shame and bring the Holy One to fame. Come magnify YAH with me. Oh, magnify YAH with me. Come magnify YAH with me. Oh, magnify YAH with me. Come magnify YAH with me. Oh, magnify YAH with me. Come magnify YAH with me. Oh, magnify YAH with me. Oh, magnify YAH. 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 Wait. Oh, magnify YAH. 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 Wait. Come magnify YAH with me. Oh, magnify YAH with me. Come magnify YAH with me. Oh, magnify YAH with me. Come magnify YAH with me. Oh, magnify YAH with me. Come magnify YAH with me. Oh, magnify YAH with me. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Praise the mighty YAH. YAH is righteous, YAH is holy, and let Yahweh be magnified. Shalom, 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 shalom. Welcome to another beautiful broadcast of the Gather YAH Saints program, the Disciples of YAH. I am Moreh IshYAH, Yisrael, from the house of Israel of the World Ingathering of the Children of YisraE, here to bring you the word of YAH. Who is this YAH? YAH is the only Elohim, the only judge, the only lawgiver, the only redeemer, and the only savior of Yisrael in the world. YAH is the Elohim of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. And YAH is the one that has raised me up and sent me to bring you his word, and I will do so by teaching the truth that YAH has shown his disciples. And I am one of YAH's disciples, and I come to bring you the word of YAH. If you look in the book of Isaiah, the 50th chapter, in Isaiah chapter 50, verse around the 6th verse, and it says, around the 4th verse, it says, Yahweh Elohim hath given me the tongue of the learned, that I should know how to speak a word in season. To him that is weary, he wakeneth morning by morning, and he wakeneth mine ear to hear as the learned. And that's what we're going to bring you. The word that Yahweh has wakened me to bring. And he has wakened my ear to hear as the learned. It also says in Isaiah, the eighth chapter, verse 16, it says, bind up the law, testimony, seal the law among my disciples. And so that's where you find the law of the Most High among his disciples. You find the word of Yah with those that are learned of the Most High. And so in doing so, it is only right that I show you what Yahweh has shown his learned, his disciples. One of those disciples whose teachings I'm presenting to you in this particular series is from Moreh IshYAH ben Yisrael, who passed away 13 years ago. Was it 13 years ago or 11 years ago? And Moreh IshYAH was my teacher. Moreh IshYAH is in fact the one that made me a Moreh. Moreh IshYAH was one of Yah's messengers, and he was a prophet of Yah. And he presented many teachings that helped many people and are still helping many people come out of darkness. And so I'm presenting these teachings as well as a testament to its truth. Today, we're going to deal with, in our series of setting the crooked things straight, and you can also read these teachings from the book Setting the Crooked Things Straight, which you can access on Amazon.com, or you can go to our website, hoycincy.org, or go to gatheryahsaints.org, or download our mobile app. All of these avenues will get you to Moreh IshYAH's book, Setting the Crooked Things Straight. And in that book, there are 12 chapters. All of these chapters are doctrines that Moreh IshYAH was revealed to by the mighty Yah to teach the people. And they're all doctrines that will set many crooked things straight. And the thing that we're going to set straight this evening is the truth about the mark of Cain. And in doing so, you're not only going to learn about the truth of the mark of Cain, you're going to learn the truth about these conspiracies about the mark of sin, the mark of curses, the mark of the beast, even if there's a mark or a sign for righteousness. Because when you want to set the crooked things straight, you don't want to leave no stone unturned. And our people are still being taught today that the mark of not just Cain, but just a sign that you are cursed by the Creator is black skin, is dark skin. Many wicked and oppressive doctrines will perpetuate this fraud that our skin tone is a curse from the Creator, and that we receive this curse from the ancient times when Noah's son, Ham, Shem, and Japheth had to cover up Noah because of his nakedness. And Noah cursed Canaan to be a servant of servants and to serve Shem and Yafet. And because of this, he gave them dark skin. This, of course, is a lie. It's nothing further from the truth. It couldn't be further from reality, especially when you read the Holy Scriptures and you begin to realize all the people in the Holy Scriptures that were Yah's people were black people. That's right. Shem was black. Ham was black. Yafet was black. Noah was black. Adam was black. Seth was black. Enos was black. Canaan was black. Yeah, all of them were black. Mahalalel was black. Yared was black. Enoch was black. Lamech was black. Methuselah was black. They were all black. Shem was black. Arphaxad was black. They were all dark-skinned people. But there is this lie that you're cursed black. And it is true. Black people in America, black people in the islands, black people in the United Kingdom, France, Spain, Portugal, Italy, in the Netherlands, Russia, black people in Greece, black people in the coast of the continent of Africa, black people in Australia, black people in India, black people in Japan and China, and in the East Indies. They're all cursed. In the four corners of the earth, black people are cursed. The only thing is, it's not our skin. If you want to know what is the actual sign that will let you know that the black people are cursed, you'll read that in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. And this is why the scriptures are called the scriptures of truth, because it doesn't take away the fact that black people are cursed. Even though black people want to act like they're not cursed and that they're ending generational curses, and the only way you can end the generational curse is to return to the mighty Yah. But in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, I'll show you the sign that represents your curse. It's in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. In the 45th verse, it says, "Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and shall overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because you hearkenest not unto the voice of Yah your Elohim, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he command thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon your seed forever." And what is the sign that's going to be upon you? Because you service not Yah your Elohim with joyfulness and gladness in the heart and the want of an abundance of all things. Therefore, you shall serve your enemies, which Yahweh shall send against you in hunger. Meaning, when you see black people working for the oppressor, just so they can put food on the table, and in thirst, just so they can put water in their jugs, and in nakedness, just so they can put clothes on their body, and in want of all things, just so they can buy the things that they want and desire and need. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon your neck. Who's the only people that's been oppressed and subjugated by yokes of iron until he have been destroyed? And that's completely obliterated the fabric of our nationality. A nation that shall be from afar, from the end of the earth. Who's that? As swift as the eagle flieth. Whose representative sign is that? A nation whose tongue you can't understand. Who understood this language before they beat it into us? The sign of our curse is our oppression. And the oppression is from our enemies, not our skin. That is not the sign of our curse. That's just the truth. But what is the mark of Cain? Because this happens to be an actual contended, so-called mysterious mark, as if people don't know. And the only reason it's labeled as something controversial and mysterious is because they really don't want you to know what it is, even though it's right there in the Holy Scriptures. It's right here in the book. And Moreh IshYAH taught this fact many years ago, wrote a pamphlet about it, and entitled it The Mark of Cain. It's in Setting the Crooked Things Straight. And I'm going to go over these facts of the mark of Cain. And you're going to find that the mark of Cain is the mark of sin. Yahweh put a mark on Cain to denote he has sinned against him, and that vengeance will belong unto him. That's what he put that mark on him for. As a matter of fact, if you look in the book of Genesis, the 4th chapter, the 15th verse, in the book of Genesis, the 4th chapter, the 15th verse, it says, and Yah said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And Yah set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. And why? And let's look at the story. How did this come about? And starting in the 4th chapter, the 1st verse, and Adam knew Eve his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from Yahweh. And she again bare his brother Abel. And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering of unto Yahweh. And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and the fat thereof. And Yah had respect unto Abel and unto his offering. But unto Cain and his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And Yahweh said unto Cain, why are you wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? If you doest well, shall you not be accepted? And if you doest not well, sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with his brother Abel. And it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother, and slew him. And Yahweh said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now are you cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. And Cain said unto Yah, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. And Yahweh said unto him, therefore whoso slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And Yahweh set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. And why did Yahweh do this? I know some of the people teach that Cain was repentant, and no, he wasn't repentant. He just didn't like his sentence. What you gonna do to me? How am I gonna live this sentence? They'll kill me. I'm a vagabond. as if he should get some sympathy. But Yahweh said, no, you're not going to be taken out that easy. You're going to have to live this, because this is the vengeance of Yahweh. This is how he repaid Cain, by making sure not just him, but all that Cain had would have to deal with this situation, because he let blood, he spilled blood into the earth. So he made the earth repay Cain by not yielding to him. You killed your brother. And if you're not going to keep your brother, the earth ain't going to keep you. So you're not going to get away with just dying. You have cursed yourself. You have cursed your descendants. And so you're not going to even have a place where the earth yields unto you her strength. Cain was a farmer. Cain was a tiller of the soil. And because of this, now even your life occupation is taken from you. You have to wander. And what does that sound like? Who has to wander in a vagabond and a fugitive? Who wanders the earth and uses up everyone else's resources because their homeland don't have enough? Who does that? And so this is what Yahweh did to Cain. But he also put a mark on him to denote that Yahweh has set him apart for his sin, and the vengeance belongs to the Most High. Don't think that you can take him out. No, you're not allowed to take him out on your own desire. Yahweh is going to repay this person for their sin. That's a mark of sin. That's right. But what is this mark? They said it was dark skin. Is it dark skin? Is there any scripture that shows us that being dark skinned is a mark of sin? I would like you to show me. You can show me the number, or you can just dial it in the chat. You know, I'm old school. I started radio in the old school when we just told you to call. But you can put your comments in the chat, or you can join our chat. You can join our conversation if you like, and come on the stream. I'll just put the invite code in there. If anyone can show where the mark of Cain or any mark for sin is dark skin, black skin, brown skin, where is that at? If it is the truth, I'm here to let you know it's not the truth. The truth of the matter is, the only thing that Yahweh has done is put the mark of Cain on. The only thing you can show where the mark of Cain is if you look in the book of the Most High to see the actual mark that Yahweh has done. And you will understand this truth. Is it dark skin? Is it a horn? Is it a tattoo? And is it the number 666? Because then you find in the book of Revelations, the mark of the beast is 666. And that is also something that Yah has never spoken about. The mark of the beast being 666. So what is this mark that denotes that you are given to sin? Well, let's look. I will show you what is in the book of Yah, so you can understand this mark of Cain, and undoubtedly, what does Yah say about people that are marked with sin. What is this mark? The first person we looked at was Cain, but we don't see what Yah had said there. What is the mark? We just know he's marked. So let's go to the book of Numbers and let's look in the 12th chapter, because here you're going to find something very intriguing. We're going to start reading in the first verse of Numbers, and we're going to start in the 12th chapter, and it reads, "And Miriam and Aharon spake against Moshe because of the Cushite woman whom he had married, for he had married a Cushite woman. And they said, Hath Yah indeed spoken only by Moshe? Hath he not spoken also by us? And Yah heard it. Now the man Moshe was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And Yah spake suddenly unto Moshe, and unto Aharon, and unto Miriam, Come out ye three unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out. And Yah came down in the pillar of a cloud, and stood in the door of the tabernacle, and called Aharon and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, Yah, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moshe is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of Yahweh shall he behold. Wherefore were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moshe? And the anger of Yahweh was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aharon looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aharon said unto Moshe, Alas, my master, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one of the dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of her mother's womb. And Moshe cried unto Yah, saying, Heal her now, O Elohim, I beseech thee. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, If her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out of the camp 7 days, and after that let her be received in again. And Miriam was shut out of the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. And afterward the people removed from Hazeroth and pitched in the wilderness of Paran. What you have just heard is why Miriam was smited with leprosy. And it was spoken by the testimony that Miriam was white. And Aharon told Moses that she looks like her flesh has been half consumed when somebody come out the mother's womb, that she looked like she as one of the dead. This is just a plain old truth of the scriptures. This is the perspective of the children of YisraE. When they saw somebody that looks like this, they said they're one of the dead, and their flesh is half consumed. And we all know that when you remove a particular layer of skin that has hue in it, and you know the saying, man, he's cut to the white meat. Because when you cut to the white meat, half of your flesh is removed. And this is all Aharon was saying. She is not whole. And this is the testimony that we see Yah did to Miriam for her wickedness against Yah's servant. But then in the book of Deuteronomy, the 24th chapter, look at this. In verse 8, it says, take heed to the plague of leprosy, that you observe diligently and do according to all that the priests, the Levites, shall teach you. As I commanded them, so shall you observe to do. Remember that. Remember what Yah, your Elohim, did unto Miriam by the way. And what did Yah do unto Miriam? We just read what Yah did unto Miriam. Yah turned Miriam white, leprous as snow, for being against her servant. And the Most High is letting you know that if you take heed to what the plague of leprosy is, then you shall observe to do according to all that the priests, the Levites, shall teach you, as Yahweh has commanded them, so you shall observe. Remember what Yahweh did unto Miriam by the way, after ye were come forth out of Egypt. And what happened? She was turned white. And you saw what Aaron said, lay not this sin upon us. Lay not this sin upon us. That's what happened to Miriam. Let's see what happened to Gehazi. If you go to the book of 2 Kings, the 5th chapter. 2 Kings chapter 5, starting at verse 1. It says, now Naaman, captain of the host of the king of Syria, was a great man with his master, and honorable, because by him Yah had given deliverance unto Syria. He was also a mighty man in valor, but he was a leper. And the Syrians had gone out by companies and had brought away captive out of the land of Israel a little maid. And she waited on Naaman's wife. And she said unto her mistress, would Elohim my master were with the prophet that is in Samaria, for he would recover him of his leprosy. And one went in and told his master, saying, thus and thus said the maid that is of the land of Yisrael. And the king of Syria said, go, and I will send a letter unto the king of Yisrael. And he departed and took with him 10 talents of silver and 6,000 pieces of gold and 10 changes of raiment. And he brought the letter to the king of Yisrael, saying, now when this letter is come unto thee, behold, I have therewith sent Naaman, my servant, to thee, that thou mayest recover him of his leprosy. And it came to pass, when the king of Yisrael had read the letter, that he rent his clothes and said, am I Elohim to kill and make alive, that this man doth send unto me to recover a man of his leprosy? Wherefore consider, I pray thee, and see how he seeketh a quarrel against me. And it was so, when Elisha, the man of Elohim, had heard that the king of Yisrael had rent his clothes, that he has sent the king, saying, wherefore hast thou now come to me, and shall know that there is a prophet in Yisrael? So Naaman came unto him with his horses and with his chariot, and stood at the door of the house of Elisha. And Elisha sent a messenger unto him, saying, go and wash in Jordan 7 times, and thy flesh shall come again to thee, and thou shalt be clean. But Naaman was wroth, and went away and said, behold, I thought he will surely come out to me and stand and call the name of Yahweh his Elohim, and strike his hand over the place and recover the leper. Are not Abana and Paphar, rivers in Damascus, better than all the waters of Yisrael? May I not wash in them and be clean? So he turned and went away in a rage, And his servants came near and spake unto him and said, My father, if a prophet had came and bid thee to do some great thing, wouldst thou not have done it? How much rather then when he saith to thee, Wash and be clean? Then went he down and dipped himself in 7 times in the Jordan, according to the saying of the man of Elohim. And his flesh came again unto him as the flesh of a little child, and he was clean. And he returned to the man of Elohim and all his company, and came and stood before him. And he said, Behold, now I know that there is no Elohim in all the earth, but in Yisrael. Now, therefore, I pray thee, take a blessing of thy servant. But he said, As Yahweh liveth, before whom I stand, I will receive none. And he urged him to take it, but he refused. And Naaman said, Shall there not then, I pray thee, be given to thy servant 2 mules, burden of earth? For thy servant will henceforth offer neither burnt offering nor sacrifice unto other deities, but unto Yah. In this thing Yah pardon thy servant, that when my master goeth into the house of the deity to worship there, and he leaneth on my hand, and I bow myself in the house of the deity, Yahweh pardon thy servant in this thing. And he said unto him, Go in peace. So he departed from him a little way. But Gehazi, the servant of Elisha, the man of Elohim, said, Behold, my master hath spared Naaman this Syrian, and not receiving at his hands that which he brought. But as Yahweh liveth, I will run after him and take somewhat of him. So Gehazi followed after Naaman. And when Naaman saw him running after him, he lighted down from the chariot to meet him and said, Is all well? And he said, All is well. My master has sent me, saying, Behold, even now there be some come to me from Mount Ephraim, 2 young men of the sons of the prophets. Give them, I pray thee, a talent of silver and 2 changes of garments. And Naaman said, Be content, take 2 talents. And he urged him, and bound 2 talents of silver in 2 bags, and 2 changes of garments, and laid them upon 2 of his servants, and they bare them before him. And when he came before the tower, he took them from their hand and bestowed them in the house, and he let the men go, and they departed. But when he went in and stood before his master, and Elisha said unto him, Whence comest thou, Gehazi? And he said, Thy servant went no whither. And he said unto him, Went not mine heart with you, when the man turned again from his chariot to meet thee? Is it a time to receive money, and to receive garments, and olive yards, and vineyards, and sheep, and oxen, and men servants, and maid servants? The leprosy, therefore, Naaman, shall cleave unto thee, unto thy seed forever. And he went out from his presence a leper, white as snow. Yes. And what did you read in this chapter? What you read in this chapter is that Naaman, he was a leper, and he was undoubtedly white as snow. Because when Gehazi went against Elisha, the man of Elohim, just like Moses was a man of Elohim, just like Abel was the son of Elohim, when he went against this man that was chosen by Yah, and he lied in his name, and then he lied to his face, Elisha said, that wickedness, that sin that was taken off of Naaman to the glory of Yahweh, you went and defiled this glory. You went and tried to put a bad name on it, as if Yah needs money. Yah doesn't need that. And so therefore, he took the leprosy and put it on Gehazi. And it made him and his seed forever white as snow. That's the testimony of Gehazi when it comes to what happens when you have a mark of sin upon you. And then look in the book. We're going to look in the book of Second Chronicles, the 26th chapter. In Second Chronicles, the 26th chapter, we're going to look at King Uzziah. Yes, King Uzziah. And in Second Chronicles, the 26th chapter, verse 16, it reads, "But when he was strong, his heart was lifted up to his destruction, for he transgressed against Yahweh his Elohim, and went into the temple of Yahweh to burn incense upon the altar of incense. And Azariah the priest went in after him, and with him 80 priests of Yahweh that were valiant men. And they withstood Uzziah the king, and said unto him, It appertaineth not unto thee, Uzziah, to burn incense unto Yah, but to the priest, the sons of Aharon, that are consecrated to burn incense. Go out of the sanctuary, for thou hast trespassed, neither shall it be for thine honor from Yahweh Elohim." Then Uzziah was wroth, and had a censer in his hand to burn incense. And while he was wroth with the priest, the leprosy even rose up in his forehead before the priest in the house of Yah, from beside the incense altar. And Azariah, the chief priest, and all the priests looked upon him, and behold, he was leprous in his forehead. And they thrust him out from thence. Yea, himself hasted also to go out, because Yahweh had smitten him. And Uzziah the king was a leper unto the day of his death, and dwelt in a several house, being a leper, for he was cut off from the house of Yahweh. And Jotham his son was over the king's house, judging the people of the land. Now the rest of the acts of Uzziah, first and last, did Isaiah the prophet, the son of Most Right. And Uzziah slept with his fathers, and they buried him with his fathers in the field of the burial which belongeth to the kings. For they said, He is a leper, and Jotham his son reigned in his stead. Even the highest order of judges in Yisrael, a king of Yehuda, who thought that it was okay because he was so strong, because he was so magnificent, I'm going to go burn incense in the house of Yah. You see, the valiant priests that guarded the house of Yah and the chief priests were ready to lay hands on the king because it wasn't his office. And he was rebellious and didn't take heed to the Levites as it was spoken in the law. And because he didn't hearken unto them, he turned white, leprous. And this is three people, I should say, who was explicitly being described as turning leprous, which is white, because of their sin. Therefore, the mark of Cain would be no different, because Yahweh doesn't change. Yahweh is the one that put the mark on these people. And he wants you to know your vengeance is not to be taken out on them. They're marked for the sin that they committed against Yah, and Yah has marked them for his vengeance. It's not a sign to protect them. It's not a sign that protected Cain. It was a sign that we should know if we can't take vengeance. Vengeance belongs to Yahweh. And their sin was that great that he wasn't even leaving it in our hands to take the vengeance. And so now he marked them so everyone can see. And let me show you, there's a statute, a law that teaches you about this mark. It's in Leviticus, the 13th chapter. And it's in the 12th verse. And the word leprosy, it means an affliction. That's what it means, an affliction, some kind of affliction. But when it's described as an affliction of the skin, there's law, a whole law about leprosy. And you can read about it in Leviticus, the 13th chapter. And it will describe the various types of leprosy, even the one we're talking about right now. And in the book of Leviticus, the 13th chapter, the 12th verse, it reads, and if leprosy break out abroad in the skin, and the leprosy cover all the skin of him that hath the plague from his head even to his foot, wheresoever the priest looks. That's why it rose up in the forehead of Uzziah. Then the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him clean, that hath the plague. It is all turned white. He is clean. And what does he mean by that? He's clean, meaning he's not contagious. His leprosy is not that kind of leprosy. This is a leprosy in which he's white. It ain't gonna spread because this whiteness that is taking over his skin, that's a plague of leprosy that Yah puts on the ones who he has deemed to have that mark of sin that lets you know vengeance belongs to him. You can't get these people back for whatever they did. The priests couldn't take vengeance on Uzziah. Elisha couldn't take vengeance on Gehazi. Moses couldn't take vengeance on Miriam. And we can't take vengeance on those that are smited with this plague today. Yah's vengeance will be upon them. This is the mark of Cain. That's the true mark of Cain. It's the only mark in the Holy Scriptures that has shown these people are marked because of their sin. And it's not just so they can be white, it's so you know they're reserved, the vengeance that is for them is reserved for Yahweh. He's going to return on them. This is between the Most High and these folks. This is why you don't see no curse of the 666. You don't see any curse of people turning black. Why would Yahweh turn people the most advantageous skin pigment that you can have in the earth? Why do you think Cain went to the land of Nod? Because it's the land of wandering. Because you just got to go wander. You wander. You just a vagabond and a fugitive. The land doesn't yield her strength unto you. You can't even stay in the sun. You can't, it doesn't, nothing is agreeable for you anymore. And this is what Yah is doing with the mark of Cain. He's showing that this person, these people, they have gone against the natural order. They've gone against the word of Yah. So much so that they're not even going to resemble a people. That's why the Creator let us know this in the book of Deuteronomy, the 32nd chapter. Deuteronomy chapter 32, it said in verse 20, and he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very froward generation, children in whom there is no faith. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not Elohim. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. And this is what you're seeing when you're dealing with the people that have the mark of Cain. A foolish people, a people that doesn't even begin to act like people. Yahweh made man in his own image, in his own likeness. Murder is a class A abomination to Yah. He said, when you murder, you struck down the image of Yah. He made man in his image, and you would dare murder it? That's a class A abomination. A foolish nation soaks the ground with blood. And Yah said, the vengeance I got for them belongs to me. You don't got no part in this. And so he marked them. So you know that you're dealing with some kind of a beast, some kind of a beastly, bloodthirsty people who are not to be trifled with. Don't trifle with them like you would do any other people. They're not going to be like people. Yahweh wants you to know that. That's why he don't want you to integrate with these people. When you understand the mark of Cain, you should understand that the sons of Elohim were the children that were Adam's children from Seth down on. Those were the sons of Elohim. But the sons of man were the children of Cain. These were Cain's children. And these children were the sons of man. These were the ones that followed their hearts, the imagination. And when you integrate holy with the unholy, it created a hybrid of abominations. Yahweh said, the days will come that he mingled the seed of Yah with the seed of beast. And he didn't do that because he wanted us to be like that. He allowed it to happen because of our evil. He said in the book of Jeremiah, the 31st chapter, if you go there, Jeremiah 31. Jeremiah 31. I think I want to go to verse 27. And he said, behold, the days come, saith Yah, that I will sow the house of Israel and the house of Yehudah with the seed of man and with the seed of beast. This lets you know that it isn't a time that this is a time that's not beneficial for Israel. Because he said, it shall come to pass that like as I have watched over them to pluck them up and break them down and throw down and to destroy and to afflict, so will I watch over them to build and to plant, saith Yahweh. So he let you know after this whole process, then he's going to return us. But we got to understand that our integration, desires to be like everybody else, only drove us to mingle our seed, YAH's seed, with men and beast. And that's not something good. The Most High doesn't want that to happen. The Most High, he wants us to be holy, and we shall be holy. And the mark of Cain denotes a high level of unholiness, a sin that Yah has reserved vengeance for and wants you to know. Don't put your hand on these folks. I will take care of them. Yahweh will let his vengeance play out on the people that are marked with sin. We have to return to Yah by keeping the law, statutes, judgments, and commandments. That's how we get our curse off of us. And that's how anyone gets their curses off of them, by returning to the law, statutes, and judgments of the mighty Yah. Praise the mighty Yah. This has been the mark of Cain. Next week, we will let you know what we're dealing with for next week's disciples of Yah, or Limudim of Yah. We're coming to you to bring you the word of Yah so you can learn what Yah has said instead of what everyone else has said. And I have been fortunate and blessed to sit under the teachings of Moreh IshYAH and Moreh IshYAH and learn some great wisdom, understanding, and knowledge from these awesome teachers who have showed me how to have the ear of the learned to hear the law of Yah, that I may also show those who want to hear it these beautiful statutes, judgments, and commandments of the Most High, his testimonies, and his wonders. And that's what we're going to be bringing to you. How can you show that you're a disciple of Yah, that you have the ear of the learned, that the law is with you, and his testimony? So that's what we're going to bring to you on this Gather Yah Saints program. Disciples of Yah will be back next week, the Almighty's will, to bring more great doctrines that will set the crooked things straight, doctrines that will bring glory unto Yah, that will show you and I how to walk in the ways of the Creator. So until next time, Yahweh loves you very much, and so do we at the house of Yisrael. HalleluYAH. Praise the mighty Yah. Yah is righteous, Yah is holy, and let Yahweh be magnified. Oh my Yahweh, comfort me. Please show me, show mercy. Come to my waiting country, for all is free. Show mercy. Yeah. Thou takest me from the sheep coat, the NYC coast to thee I boast. Took away my confidence in princes. Yah, only one who retains my hope. Got me ducking the cage, running from Saul like 12 years of slaves. I ain't going back. Too many javelins coming for me. They trying to take me by any means necessary, even sorcery. But I saw Yah asking what's more for me. He say, son of man, dry bones is living. The spirit that I'm giving, the sign so you know that the prince has risen. Every man hands on their loins. The furnace cooking us like sirloins. 400 years war at the saints. Judgment is sitting. Thy life is increasing. Only known to those that's using wisdom. The spirit Yah give him. Oh my Yahweh, comfort me. Please show me. Show mercy. Come to Yahweh country, for all is free. Show mercy. Yeah, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine vain things? The kings of the earth set themselves in conspiracies against Yah and his chosen king, trying to break their bonds, cast away their cords. But Yah sits in the heavens and laughs, and he'll return to them in his wrath. Yet he set his king upon his holy Mount Zion. Yah serving my arm, battle axe, sharp sword, hidden in the sheep, slaying the wicked with the breath from his lips when he speak. Repairer of the priest, messenger of the covenant. So I'm expecting him to teach. Come suddenly to the temple of Elisha, father of the preacher, designer of the house, Bethlehem Yehuda. Be the humble residents, bonded to the fold on Vine Street, where we started seeking me. All you need to do is hear Yah speak. Yahweh, comfort me. Please show me. Show mercy. Come to Yahweh country, for all is free. Show mercy.